Alrighty guys, thank you for clicking on this week's video. We are going to go over Ford and whether or not you should or shouldn't buy it. Now remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so just take this as my own personal opinion. So the main things I want to go over is basically the income statement, the price to book value, the market cap, what people are saying about the stock, its history, its key price target, and some key statistics about the stock. Now, of course, the main reason we're going over this is because Ford announced the new Bronco coming in 2021, and it seems to be all of what everybody's talking about, and the fact that the stock is trading under $10 a share, and it's one of the most popular stocks people look into when they first start trading, that I felt like we should talk about it. All right, so let's just get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the income statement. Now, looking at this, you can see that their gross profit has basically stayed the same for the last few years, even though their revenue has been going up until 2018 and then continued downward after that. But however, in this past year, they actually had more operating expenses than they actually did have profit, giving them a huge loss. And the main thing to take away from that is that actually every single year, they're making less and less and less money. The next thing I want to go over is the fact that their market cap has been steadily going down as well. And of course, the reason is that is since their share price is going down, that their market cap is going to go down too. And with the recent little bit of a spike that they just had, of course, it went up compared to last quarter. Now, the reason this matters a lot to me is because the lower the market cap, obviously the higher change in stock price a stock can go. And again, if you notice, their PE ratio has been dwindling as well. But the thing that I'm most concerned with is the fact that their price to book value is now under 1.0, which basically means that it's trading below its book value. And if you guys want more on that topic, I have a video about unique trading strategies that I did maybe about a week or two ago. So if you want to check that out, I go over more of the price to book trading methods. But anyways, I think that's a good thing that it's actually below that price point. Next, we're going to take a look at what people are saying. If you look at this messaging board, this one's on Yahoo Finance. Normally I'm on Investors Hub, but I took this one from Yahoo Finance instead. And as you can see, a lot of people are talking about the Ford Bronco and a lot of people are talking about buying the stock, which, sometimes it's not always good to follow the herd. But in this case, since we're kind of getting it before they've had a major push upwards, you might be able to get in there before they have a huge spike. And I'll get into more of it later, why it's more possible, mostly because only about 50% of the stock is owned by institutions, and I'll show you more about that later. Next, we're going to do some technical analysis and look at their 5-year chart. Again, I got this from Yahoo Finance. As you can see, from the last 5 years, Ford stock has been trending downwards non-stop, with basically a huge drop coming and then a nice little rebound. So if you look at the chart, it looks like we're actually on a rebound right now and a drop could be coming. However, just in my personal opinion, I do see a little bit of a drop coming after they release their new financial statements and their earnings report coming up very, very soon. And that's why I'm going to hold off until after they release their earnings report. Now, this is a picture of what some of the top analysts are saying about the stock. The highest that these analysts are saying it's going to go is $8 a share within the next year or so. The lowest people are saying it's going to go is $3.50 a share, with an average price target of it being $6.24, which of course is an 8% downside. Now, keep in mind, these analysts aren't always accurate, but it is a good way to determine on how you want to manage your risk. You can see that literally the average is that it'll actually go down from here on out. Next, I want to go over the key statistics. And as I was saying earlier, about 50.55% is owned by institutions, which for me, the cutoff point is 50, and they're actually right around there, which is perfectly fine for me, because now let's say if some institutions want to come in and buy up more of the stock, there's plenty of shares for them to do that. And if a lot of institutions want to dump the stock and start leaving it, they only own about 50%. Yes, that's still a lot, and it could have a dramatic effect on the stock, but it's not going to be as drastic as if they owned 80%. And with that 50% being available, it's really good for retail traders to run up the stock as well, with everybody talking about it and wanting to buy it. And the final thing I want to talk about is the fact that if you look at their management effectiveness, they actually do a lot worse than most of their competitors in their industry, which normally when you see that, you don't want to go with a company that can't be a leader in their own sector. Just because they're such a well-known brand doesn't mean they're doing the best out of everybody there. As you can see, Tesla is just skyrocketed since then, and they're managed very, very, very well. Some things I would like to see is the fact that Ford said they might actually show the amount of pre-orders that they're getting. And to pre-order one of their Ford Broncos, it's only a $100 deposit, which is pretty standard, and it's refundable, which is really, really nice of them. The Bronco doesn't release till 2021, so I don't really expect anything major to happen with the stock anytime soon, except after this first earnings report. I do believe that they will probably more than likely take a dip, and then after that, personally, I would be having the stock on my radar and maybe including it in my own portfolio depending how low they go. And if you're thinking about holding on to this stock long term, I do see Ford is trying to do a lot with reinventing their brand, and you do have to remember they do have the #1 truck sales by far out of every other competitor, and long term I do feel like it really is a good deal. However, I still would wait till after the earnings estimate, and again, keep in mind I'm not a financial advisor. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you learned something. This was just a quick little analysis and take on the company. I didn't do a really big deep dive into the stock, just some quick things that I feel are important to take a look at before really getting into a stock. So remember, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more future content.